On today's episode of Hootworthy, I got to talk to Noah, a ninth grader at GCA who won Sumter County Fire Rescue's Explorer of the Year. We talked about his experience in the Explorer program, his plans for the future, and what the award meant to him. Enjoy the show. Thanks for coming on the show. This is Noah, ninth grader at GCA, and you're on Hootworthy because you were selected as the Sumter County Fire Rescue Post 343 Explorer of the Year.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for being here, Noah. So before we hop into it, what's your favorite outdoor activity or hobby besides being the Explorer of the Year?
I do a lot of hunting and fishing, so that'd probably be it.
Cool. Hunting and fishing. What's the latest, what do you hunt? What do you fish? What are you kind of into?
Right now, nothing's in the season, so I can't hunt, but I do like to go catfishing a lot.
Right on. Awesome. Do you get to eat those catfish or they're not? Oh, you can.
Yeah, I grew up on catfish.
Right. Catfish is really good. Love catfish. So tell us a little bit more about this journey into the Explorer program. What is it and why did you get into it in the first place?
So the Explorer program, it's through county fire departments, city fire departments. And what it is, you start at 14, go from 14 to 21, and we do trainings. We do fire and EMS trainings, standard vehicle operations, which includes the pumps and all. We can't drive, of course. And then we do a few meetings ago, we did what they call Jaws of Life. We got to use those. It's called a combi tool, though. It's kind of like that. It's like electric scissors, really.
Oh, wow.
The blades are about that big on them.
Good night. You watch someone do that or you actually?
No, we got to use them.
Wow.
We got to move eggs with them, actually, and you could not break them.
No way, really?
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
That's awesome.
And then we do stuff like our gear training. We have to be able to put that on in under 60 seconds. I think it's 120 for your gear plus your air pack and all.
Okay. And why? So it sounds like, broadly speaking, this is kind of preparing someone for wanting to go into firefighting or, emergency services. And why did you get into it though? What motivated you to be like, hey, I want to check this program out?
So I've seen, we have a local community fire department, and I've seen them a few times in action. A shed fire a while back, we got to go see him put out.
Oh, no way.
My great-granddaddy was actually a driver, an engineer for the Marine Base Fire Department in Albany, Georgia.
Okay.
And then what I want to do with it, I'm doing this now. I have Fire Explorers. I'm doing the Accelerated Career Pathway with the technical degree. I'm going to be doing Emergency Medical Responder and EMT Basic. So when I turn 18, I can do a couple of things. I'll graduate by then, and I'll be able to work as a firefighter EMT crossover.
Right on, man. You've got it figured out here. But stepping back a little bit, when we think about this award, we got it here as your Explorer of the Year. What does that award mean to you, winning that, Noah?
Personally, I think it means that I've been able to work hard towards this, and that with the help that I've gotten, I'll be able to accomplish great things with fire rescue.
Absolutely. So when you think about your experience, it sounds like you've done a ton, but what are some of the most valuable skills that you've acquired and the lessons you've learned through this program so far?
So probably one of the top ones is just being a leader. I am kind of the secretary, so I have a lot of leadership roles, learning to handle with other people below me and above me. And then also being stuff such as first aid knowledge, which has really helped a lot, and basic fire things too. Like, you don't even think about it, but that goes a long way.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, I mean, you're really acquiring some tangible, concrete skills here.
Yes,
Like
sir.
you said, first aid, being able to help people if there was an emergency. So I'm assuming that you acquire these skills when you're at these meetings. So can you walk me through what is a typical meeting as an explorer look like? And we've got your gear around here. You know, what does it look like at those meetings? Do y'all practice putting this gear on? Like, tell me about that a little bit, the gear.
So what we do when we get to a meeting, we get there. They're normally from 6 to 8:30ish at night. So what we'll do is we'll get there. We go in. We have a little talk about what we're doing. We'll go outside. We'll set because we run real calls sometimes. I haven't got to yet,
Okay.
but we do run calls if we can. So what we'll do, we'll go outside. We'll grab our gear. We'll set it out by trucks because we have one engine that the fire department basically lets the explorers have. So we'll set it out there, and then depending on what we're doing, if we're doing something like gear training that night, instead of doing that, we'll actually take it with us to the back. There's a little concrete slab where we train because you have to take off your actual shoes to get into your gear.
Yeah, you got to get in the boots, right? So you're saying that sometimes one of your sessions, like the way y'all prepare, is getting in the gear.
Yes.
So walk me through that a little bit. What's that like?
So what you do when you're getting your gear on, it's the state standards what we're trying to get to. Even though we're not certified yet, we're still trying to go ahead and get to that state standard. So when we do get up to getting our certification, going through actual testers, we are already prepared. So what we do, personally what I do, I'll first throw on a Nomex, which is kind of like a hoodie. It's not connected to a shirt or anything. What you do, you put it on, and it's got the hood on it. You throw it down, and then while I'm doing that, I'll be kicking off my boots, which I actually have on now. They're steel-toe work boots. While I'm doing that, I'll kick these off and be stepping into my boots over there.
Mm-hmm.
And then after I get those on, I'll throw on the suspenders, zip up the pants, and you can actually wear that over your regular clothes.
Sure.
So then what I'll do after that, if we're doing masks, I'll go ahead and throw on my mask, and there's strings behind it that you tighten, and then you throw your hood on. I'll get on my knees after that. I'll throw on a jacket, just kind of throw it over me and throw it into my arms. And then while I'm on my knees, as soon as I get that on, I zip it up. There's something right here, kind of like a little neck protector, I'll put on. And then I'll turn on my air tank, which is just a little knob you have to turn all the way. Then I'll throw that on me, check air pressure, click it in, and then put on my helmet and gloves.
Right on. And you have to do all that under 60 seconds? Is that the goal?
State standards are, if you're wearing the air pack, it's like 120 seconds, I think.
Wow. Okay. So like 2 minutes. That sounds, so what's like the fastest you've gotten to? Like, do y'all practice that a lot? Is that one of y'all's main things y'all do at these sessions, is like getting your gear on super
Yeah,
fast?
that's one of the main things. Because that right there, when we're anywhere, we carry our gear with us. Wherever event we're going to, we have that gear with us. Because if there's a call, we got to go no matter what. If we can go, we're most likely going to be on a truck as soon as we can.
Right. I mean, time is of the essence, right? I mean, like every second counts, right? And so that's probably why that's a big thing for y'all to practice. Making sure you get your gear. What other ways, other than just the gear, are y'all doing in these meetings for these training preparation for firefighting work?
So last meeting we did radio communications, which is you go somewhere and then another person is somewhere else, and you use radios to communicate to build a Lego set. And then a few weeks ago we got to do extrication, which is cutting up stuff and all. Practice with basically Jaws Alive is a combi tool.
Yeah,
it's kind of like electric scissors, hydraulic scissors.
Mm-hmm.
It's really powerful. We use those to move eggs from a traffic cone. They have a little hole on top. You set the egg in it, and you get the combi tool. You pick it up, and you have to set it onto another egg or another cone.
Yeah, how'd you do with that?
It was a lot of peer pressure, I will say.
Yeah.
I had everyone around me, so what I did, I was able to just kind of stop, just get their voices out of my head and all, not hearing anything. I was able to just turn that switch. It's a little kind of like, I'm not sure how you say it. It's like a thing on the bar that you turn to control it. I just kind of did that just a little bit, enough to just barely grab the egg.
So you were able to get it without it
Yeah.
cracking.
And the thing is, you have to get it without cracking any.
And you got it? Were you able to do it and like move it and everything?
Yeah.
Right on. Did anyone else get it? Or did most people get it? It was just tough, or?
I was the only one who got the egg without cracking it.
You got it. You heard it here. But that's awesome. So what has been, I mean, that's a pretty memorable moment, and I'm sure that you have a lot that you're thinking of, but can you think of like maybe a challenge or a memorable moment from the Explorer program, or like if you've done any different competitions? I'm sure like winning Explorer of the Year is a memorable moment, but can you tell us a little bit about like, or maybe if you've ever went on a call for supporting an emergency situation, like what are some memorable moments that pop out of you?
So my favorite moments are probably at events. In Plains, Georgia, they do a 4th of July event every year. I was able to go out there last year, and it's a lot of fun. Andersonville, Georgia, they do a Civil War reenactment. A lot of explorers went out there. We were able to walk around, just hang out, and have a good time.
Oh, right on. So I imagine you've made a lot of friends at this program, like good, deep relationships with those, and probably like you've had pretty good amount of mentors, would you say?
Yeah, there's certain people that have really helped me out, including my lieutenant, and then the captain, which is the explorer, the highest ranking explorer, and then we have several adults that help too.
Right on. So how do you balance, because it sounds like you've got a ton of involvement with this program. How do you balance being involved, become an Explorer of the Year with, hey, trying to do your studies at GCA? How do you balance that?
So it's not real hard actually, because our meetings are only in the weekdays. They're at night, normally from 6 to 8:30. So if I have a meeting coming up, I'll go ahead and look with the new Task for Canvas thing. I can look there and see my work, and then I'm able to do that ahead or that night when I get home.
Yeah. So it's just making sure you plan well, keep your time.
It's a lot of planning and time management, but also we do weekend things. This Saturday, we actually have a meeting from 2 to 5.
Right on. So you can hang out, learn some stuff, get your preparation in. So what advice, Noah, would you give to any youth that are listening right now that are like, hey, I kind of want to join something like that. That sounds cool. I'm interested in that. What advice would you give to those that are hearing this and are like, oh, maybe I'm interested in that?
So first thing I would say, if you know someone who's an explorer already, contact them. You can look on Google at exploring.org. You can see counties and all the posts. You can even call local fire departments if you want to. See if they have an Explorer post. I know Atlanta has one. I think there's only like 2 or 3 programs in the state of Georgia that I know of. There's Sumter, which is what I do, Atlanta, and then I think there's one a little bit more north of here.
Okay. So do some research, check it out.
Yeah. And one thing I will say, if you want to, contact me, I guess.
Yeah.
If you're in one of my classes and you've been wanting to join,
there you go.
Just contact me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're in it. You're living proof here of the Explorer and your Explorer of the Year. So do you have plans for the future? I know you mentioned it in the beginning. It almost sounded like you've kind of laid out really what you want to do. So when you look ahead, to remind us a little bit, what are your plans and hopes for the future? Is this career?
So this is what my main career I want to do is. I'm doing this right now. Then I'll get my Firefighter 1, 18, 19, depending on how long the tests are and the times we can do them. And then I'm also doing the accelerated career pathway for 2 EMS certification, which is emergency medical responder. You basically can drive an ambulance if you have that EVOC. You can do basic CPR, and then I'm getting EMT basic or emergency medical technician basic. And then with that, I can start working full time. And then also the way a fire department shift works, you have, depending on the county, Sumter County, which is where I really want to go work at, you have 24 hours on shift, and then you have 48 hours off shift, and then 24 again. So you can actually do, like I've seen people do it, you have those 24 hours you work there, then you work either second fire department or you own, like I think the most common self-employed is lawn and garden.
Oh, okay.
Sure. But I want to do that, and then I want to work with Gold Star EMS, which is based in Albany, Georgia, and provides transport for most agencies around that area.
Right on. Well, you are well on your way, Noah, and you are preparing yourself, and that's awesome that you're in the Accelerated Career Pathway program for us, and I'm sure that's super beneficial, and it goes hand in hand with you doing this Explorer program. So you might have just answered it, but what do you enjoy about being a student at GCA? Is it that Accelerated Career Pathway program, or is it something else?
Probably being able to be home and do my work, because even then, if I had to go to school, the closest school is like 15 minutes away, between 15 and 30, depending on how you go. But that means I have to get out like 3:15, 3:30. I have to get home, and I have to get dressed. So being able to do that, plus I get my third period is actually study hall. So I get out at 2:40-ish, and I'm able to go ahead, check homework, get a shower, and get ready to go Explorers.
Right on. Well, Noah, thanks again so much for coming on, but any shout outs you want to give before you head out?
Probably friends and family a good bit, and then also I'm going to say Mr. Corey, who is my advisor, and then Brock Gurley, who is my captain, then all my friends, Connor Childs, Blake Matthews, and then all of them who have helped me out a good bit too.
Awesome, Noah. Well, thanks again for sharing this experience with this Explorer program. Awesome work being Explorer of the Year, and stay Hootworthy. Noah, we can't wait to see your future and helping all these people out. Take care.
You too.